A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a dramatic escalation of tensions on the Korean Peninsula, North Korea has blown up sections of inter-Korean roads and rail lines on its side of the heavily fortified border, according to South Korea's military. The explosions, which occurred around midday on Tuesday, targeted northern parts of the transport network that connected the two Koreas, marking a significant deterioration in relations between the neighbors. The Joint Chiefs of Staff, JCS, of South Korea reported that the detonations did not cause any damage on their side of the border, but in a show of force, South Korean military forces fired warning shots south of the military demarcation line. The situation comes amid a backdrop of escalating animosities, particularly following North Korea's accusations that South Korea had flown drones over its capital, Pyongyang. This incident has been characterized by South Korea as a highly abnormal and regressive measure that violates previous inter-Korean agreements. Observers note that the demolition of the roads is a symbolic expression of North Korea's growing contempt for the South conservative government, led by President Yoon Suk-yeol, who has taken a hardline stance against Pyongyang. In a recent meeting, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un outlined unspecified tasks for his military and security officials, condemning the alleged drone incursions as a serious provocation. The North has threatened to respond with force if such actions were to continue. Analysts suggest that while Kim's regime may be ramping up its rhetoric and military posturing, a large-scale preemptive attack on South Korea is unlikely due to the overwhelming military superiority of the South Korean and U.S. forces, which would pose a direct threat to Kim's regime. The recent explosions follow North Korea's pledge last week to sever inter-Korean roads and railways entirely and further fortify its border areas. South Korean officials had already warned of impending detonations, as the North had been seen preparing for such actions with heavy machinery. The two Koreas remain in a state of war, as the Korean War ended in an armistice rather than a peace treaty, leaving tensions simmering beneath the surface. The cross-border links blown up were established during periods of diplomatic thaw, including a landmark summit in 2018 when both leaders declared a commitment to peace. South Korea invested approximately 180 billion won, or about $200 million, in rebuilding these inter-Korean roads, highlighting the economic and political stakes involved. The war of words between the two nations has intensified, with North Korea accusing the South of sending drones that dropped anti-North propaganda leaflets, which it deems a serious military provocation. Kim Yo-jong, Kim Jong-un's sister, has publicly stated that Pyongyang has obtained clear proof of South Korea's involvement in the drone flights. In response, South Korea has maintained a posture of readiness, warning that any threat to its citizens would be met with severe consequences. The North has placed its frontline artillery units on alert, with threats that South Korea could turn into piles of ashes should provocations continue. The recent developments underscore the fragile and volatile nature of inter-Korean relations, with both sides entrenched in their positions and unwilling to back down. As the situation unfolds, the international community watches closely, hoping for a resolution to the ongoing tensions on the Korean Peninsula. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.